Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what you're about to hear might just flip the entire King Von story on its head. In a shocking turn of events, OTF Vonnie's father has broken his silence, and what he's claiming has the streets talking, the fans arguing, and the internet completely divided. According to him, King Von didn't just get caught lacking, he was set up, and not by his ops, but by people within his own camp. The allegations are messy, emotional, and dangerous. This is more than rap beef. This is family, loyalty, betrayal, and death. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more heated, Wack 100 jumps on Akademiks livestream and violates Vanie's dad in front of thousands. The disrespect? Off the charts. The chat? In chaos. And the streets? They're watching every second. Could there be truth to what Vanie's dad is saying? Is this another clout chase? Or is this a grieving father trying to set the record straight? And what does Wack 100 really gain from stepping into this kind of fire? One thing's for sure, this isn't just rap news anymore, this is war. And we've got the full breakdown coming right now. The story begins not in a studio, not on stage, but in a quiet Instagram live that barely had 200 viewers. What started as a casual chat turned into a digital bombshell that nobody saw coming. OTF Vonnie's dad, an older man who's kept mostly silent since the tragic death of King Von, suddenly decided to speak his truth. With tears in his eyes and pain in his voice, he looked straight into the camera and said, "Y'all think my son's brother died in some random fight? That boy was set up. Y'all just don't know what's really going on." The chat froze. People thought it was clickbait. People thought it was clout chasing. But then he started naming names. Not just ops, but people within OTF. People who used to be around Von daily, traveling, eating, laughing like family. "Ask yourself why Von ain't have the usual team around him that night," he said. "Why security was pulled last minute. Why people that always had his back weren't anywhere close." Viewers started screen recording. Fans on Twitter clipped the live. Before the stream even ended, the video was already making its rounds. The Akademiks, say cheese, no jumper, everyone wanted a piece of the story. But that wasn't even the craziest part. A commenter on the live asked, "So are you saying someone in OTF set up King Von?" Vanie's dad didn't dodge it. He didn't deny it. He paused, shook his head, and said, "All I'ma say is, sometimes the closest ones to you be the reason you're gone. My son know what happened, but he's scared to talk." The chat exploded. Was he talking about Lil Durk? About Memo 600? About Von's own blood? No names were confirmed, but that one line was enough to send the entire rap community into a spiral. And it didn't take long for others to jump in. An ex-OTF affiliate, who we'll call Jay, to protect his identity, went live shortly after and said, "Y'all think the OG lying? I heard them same whispers in the streets. Von ain't get killed by chance. There's footage y'all ain't seen. Moves made behind the scenes." Now it was turning into a full-blown storm. Fans who had long defended OTF were now revisiting old interviews, old posts, old footage. They found moments where Von looked distant, where he wasn't surrounded by his usual team, where his energy seemed off. Some people pointed to Von's last interview, just days before he died, where he said, "I feel like I'm outgrowing a lot of the people around me." That quote resurfaced and went viral again. Was Von trying to separate himself before he died? And if so, did someone feel threatened by that? Meanwhile, OTF Vanie himself stayed silent. People spammed his comments, begged him to respond to what his father had said. No response. Not even a like. But while Vanie held back, Wack 100 did not. Enter chaos. In the middle of this unfolding drama, DJ Akademiks fired up a late-night stream, calling it Emergency Rap Talk. The title alone brought in thousands of viewers in minutes. And sure enough, Wack 100 called in. From the jump, Wack was loud, unfiltered, and straight-up disrespectful. "That old man lying for views," Wack said. "Y'all giving clout to a dude who wasn't even around when Von was alive. He don't know nothing. And Vanie? He ain't saying nothing, 'cause he's scared." The comments went insane. Akademiks, trying to play mediator, asked Wack, But don't you think it's kinda wild he would say that if there wasn't something to it? Wack laughed. Man, I could say Vaughn was an alien and these kids would believe it. Y'all so hungry for drama you'll eat anything. But Wack wasn't done. He took it further. Vaughn got himself killed. Stop trying to turn him into a martyr. He was living that life, and that life caught up. Period. That's when things got tense. The chat was spamming, disrespectful, Wack gone too far, and stop speaking on the dead. But Wack didn't back down. Y'all wanna play fantasy. Streets don't work like that. If Vanie's dad got something real, tell him to drop names. Otherwise, shut up. At this point, even Akademiks looked uncomfortable. He tried to pivot, but Wack kept pressing the gas. Matter fact, Wack added, where was Vanie when Vaughn died? Where was his daddy then? Don't come years later trying to tell a different story, cause your son ain't relevant. And that's when it hit a nerve. Less than an hour later, Vanie's dad went back on live. This time with over 30,000 people watching. And he was heated. Wack 100 talking out the side of his neck. I was there for my son and Vaughn. Just cause I wasn't all in the spotlight don't mean I wasn't in the picture. His voice cracked as he spoke, but his message was clear. Vaughn was like a son to me. I watched him grow up, and I know something went wrong that night. He even held up an old photo, a never-before-seen picture of King Vaughn as a teenager, standing next to Vanie and himself, smiling, arms around each other like real family. I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't chasing fame. But I ain't gone, let Wack or nobody else tell me what I know in my soul. He paused, then added, y'all want names? Y'all want the truth? I'ma tell it. But y'all better be ready. This ain't no rap beef. This is family. And with that he ended the live. Social media erupted. Theories were flying, IG pages were breaking it down frame by frame. Some said the timing was too perfect. Others said this is what Chicago's been whispering about for years, that Vaughn's death wasn't street karma, it was a setup. But the real question was, who did it? Just hours after his father's explosive livestream, all eyes were on OTF Vonni. People were refreshing his page, checking for updates, watching his stories, waiting on a statement. For almost a full day, nothing. Complete silence. And then suddenly, he posted one cryptic line to his Instagram story, "Some truths ain't safe to speak." No audio. No caption. Just plain text on a black screen. That alone was enough to break Twitter. Fans started debating, was Vanie confirming his father's claims? Or was he just speaking generally? Whatever it meant, the pressure was building. People wanted real answers. And right when it seemed like things were calming down, a leaked DM took this story to another level. An anonymous burner account posted screenshots of an alleged private conversation between Vanie and a former OTF security member. The messages were blurry, but the key parts were clear. You know, we was told to fall back that night. That ain't ever happened before. Vaughn even asked where we was at. He knew something was off. Within minutes, the screenshots were everywhere. Pages like Say Cheese, Rap TV, and No Jumper picked it up. People were now looking deeper into Vaughn's final night, searching for inconsistencies, analyzing footage, trying to figure out who ordered security to pull back. One fan even pulled up the surveillance video of the altercation outside the club. Normally, Vaughn was surrounded, always with Timmy, Slutty, and at least 3 security guards. But in that footage, he was out front, hands-on, no backup in sight. It was becoming harder and harder for fans to dismiss this as just conspiracy talk. That's when things took another unexpected turn. A former DJ affiliated with OTF, going by the name DJ Looney, did a TikTok live where he dropped a shocking claim. Vaughn got a call that night that made him change plans. That call came from someone he trusted. When asked who it was, Looney wouldn't say. But he dropped a bombshell. The number was traced to a burner, but the location? It pinged from inside an Airbnb rented by someone in the OTF circle. Fans quickly started speculating. Who had the Airbnb? Who was in town that night? People dug up old Snap stories, tagged photos, and receipts. A few names kept popping up, but nothing concrete. Meanwhile, Wack 100, clearly enjoying the spotlight, returned to Akademiks stream and doubled down on his previous comments. Y'all really think street dudes is scared of burner phones and IG DMs? Man, shut that noise up. Vaughn died because he moved sloppy. Period. Akademiks tried to redirect the convo, but Wack wasn't having it. Now y'all dragging people who was feeding his kids, helping his mama, just 'cause an old man emotional? Vanie daddy better watch hisself. He's starting a fire he can't put out. The disrespect kept piling on. Fans were now demanding Vanie step up and either confirm or shut down the story. The pressure was no joke. But just when it seemed like Vanie was going to keep quiet, he went live. The stream barely lasted 4 minutes, but it was enough to send the internet into a frenzy. Vanie sat in the dark, hoodie on, face serious. He looked straight into the camera and said, "I ain't no internet dude. I don't like talking on here. But what y'all need to know is, my pops ain't lying." Everything he said? He said that, 'cause he tired of holding it in. The chat exploded. He continued, "I lost my brother. He ain't deserve what happened. A lot of people benefited from his death. A lot of people switched up after he died. Y'all can keep idolizing fake love. I know what I saw." He didn't drop names. He didn't point fingers. But he confirmed everything his dad had said. This ain't no clout chase. This ain't no rap promo. It's pain. Real pain. If you know, you know. And if you don't, stay out of grown folks' business. He ended the live with one line that stuck with everyone. Some people praying I stay quiet. Some of them got blue checks. That line alone made it feel deeper than just internet drama. At this point, fans were split into two camps. Those who believed Vaughn was set up by his own people, and those who said the whole thing was just grief, guilt, and internet hype. But behind the scenes, something even bigger was brewing. A close friend of Asian Doll, who had dated King Vaughn, posted a cryptic tweet. "If y'all knew the tea I knew, y'all would never listen to half these rappers again." Fans begged her to speak out. She liked the tweet but said nothing. Then a podcast clip from nearly 2 years ago resurfaced, where Asian Doll broke down crying and said, "I told Vaughn not to go that night. He ain't listen. Something felt off. I'll never forgive myself." At the time, people thought she was just mourning. But now, with the setup theories going wild, her words hit different. People were starting to piece together a timeline. King Vaughn was reportedly in good spirits earlier that day. Multiple people close to him said he wasn't even supposed to be at that club. Plans changed suddenly. A call was made. Security pulled back. People disappeared. And within hours, he was gone. The craziest part? The very next morning, some of Vaughn's closest affiliates posted photos in designer clothes, new jewelry, and luxury rentals. Fans called it weird. Too soon. Some even called it celebratory. It's like they moved on in hours. One fan wrote on Twitter, "How you smiling when your bro just died?" The narrative was shifting. And then came the voicemail. An anonymous audio message was sent to multiple hip-hop blogs, a distorted voice claiming to have proof that Vaughn was lured into a trap. The voice said, "They got paid to keep him exposed. The plan was never to protect him. The goal was to leave him vulnerable." Of course, there was no way to verify it. But it didn't stop fans from spreading it like wildfire. Even Charlemagne the God brought it up on the Breakfast Club, asking, "If Vaughn's people did him dirty, what does that say about loyalty in the game today?" Everyone had an opinion. But the person who still hadn't spoken? Lil Durk. People were tagging him, flooding his posts, demanding a response. His silence only fueled the fire. Some believed he was being strategic. Others believed he was guilty of something. And then Vanie's dad returned. This time, not on live, but in an interview. He sat down with a small YouTube channel called Real Talk Chi, known for street-level interviews. In a 42-minute sit-down, he doubled down on every single thing he said, and then took it even further. "I ain't gone, say Durk set up Vaughn. I ain't stupid. But I am saying, Vaughn felt distance from certain people. I'm saying, security was told to fall back. And I'm saying Vaughn ain't die by accident." He even claimed that a major label rep visited him 2 weeks after Vaughn's death, allegedly trying to make sure he stayed quiet. They said Vaughn was loved. They said don't stir things up. but it felt more like a warning than a comfort. By the time the interview dropped, the video had 200,000 views in less than 6 hours. The world was locked in. The streets were whispering. The fans were investigating. And the deeper people looked, the darker it got. As Vanie's dad's interview continued to gain views and attention, the tension in the air was undeniable. This was no longer just whispers in the comments or slick subs in diss tracks. It was now a public accusation that had millions of eyes on it, and the longer certain people stayed silent, the louder the streets got. And then, it happened. Asian doll, who had stayed quiet for days, finally spoke. She took to Twitter, posting one single sentence. "Sometimes the truth hurts more than the lie ever did." That post alone gathered over 80,000 likes and 25,000 retweets in just a few hours. But she wasn't done. She went live that same night, visibly shaken, voice low, but every word hitting like a sledgehammer. "I stayed silent for too long. I've been holding this in, and honestly, it's killing me." She paused, took a deep breath. Vaughn told me, just a few days before he died, that he felt off. He said, "People around me moving weird." I asked who. He just said, "Don't worry, you'll see." The comments started flooding in. Who? Drop names. Is she talking about Dirk? But she didn't say any names. Instead, she shared a message Vaughn sent her, a screenshot of a text that simply read, "I think someone trying to line me." Fans immediately connected the dots. The burner phone, the pulled security, the missing crew members, the sudden location change. And now this message from Vaughn himself. It was adding up. Asian continued. He wasn't paranoid. He was aware. And I just hate that he didn't trust himself enough to dip. That boy should have listened to his gut. The energy on social media was electric. The story had taken over Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Clubhouse. Podcasts were doing emergency episodes. Even street pages from Atlanta to Chicago to LA were reporting it. And then came the twist nobody expected. A jail phone call leaked. The call was allegedly between an incarcerated OTF member and a known affiliate on the outside. The voice on the inside sounded calm, but what he said? Vaughn found out about the money. That's why he started moving different. The guy on the other end asked, "What money?" The response? The life insurance. It was bigger than he thought. People got greedy. That sentence alone flipped the internet upside down. Fans began speculating that King Vaughn had a large life insurance policy, and someone, or multiple people, stood to benefit financially from his death. The theory was chilling, sinister. But in the court of public opinion, it started to make sense. People started digging up old posts where Vaughn had talked about his label and ownership. He once said, "I got stuff set up so if I go, my people straight." At the time, it sounded like responsible talk. But now, people were wondering who those people really were, and whether that security might have made him more of a target than an asset. Meanwhile, Vanie's dad took to Instagram once again, reacting to all the noise. He looked both vindicated and furious. "Now you'll see. Now you'll get it. I ain't crazy. I ain't bitter. I knew something was off. And now the truth is leaking piece by piece." In the comments, fans demanded justice. Others warned him to be careful. And that's when another major figure entered the conversation. 600 Breezy, a longtime affiliate of the OTF circle, posted a video dismissing all the allegations as pure cap. "Y'all letting grief turn y'all into detectives. Ain't nobody set Vaughn up. Y'all need to stop reaching." But fans weren't buying it. They flooded his comments with screenshots, timelines, and videos, accusing him of trying to protect the inner circle. Then, an old clip of Lil Durk surfaced from the day after Vaughn's death. Kennedy said, "I don't want to talk. I just want to move in silence." At the time, it was seen as mourning. Now, some fans took it as something else. Intentional silence to avoid scrutiny. Still, Dirk stayed quiet. No tweets. No lives. No denials. And the silence? It spoke volumes. Then, in another shocking development, A Chicago journalist posted a blurred-out screenshot of an alleged police report that stated Vaughn's death was being re-examined in light of recent digital evidence. No confirmation came from CPD. But it didn't matter. The streets believed it. The narrative was already far gone. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, people close to Vaughn were growing anxious. Several OTF-affiliated artists turned off their comments. A couple even deleted old photos with Vaughn. Fans saw it as guilt. Others argued they were just trying to escape the drama. But the damage was already done. In a final attempt to clear the air, DJ Akademiks tried to host a sit-down livestream between Wack 100, Vanie, and Vanie's dad. Wack agreed. Vanie's dad didn't. Instead, Vanie's dad posted a statement. "I don't argue with clowns. I speak truth. And real ones feel it. The rest? They can stay blind." Even with no face-to-face confrontation, the tension between the two sides was at a boiling point. And as the video ended, fans were left with more questions than answers. Who really pulled Vaughn into that club that night? Who ordered security to fall back? Why were certain people gone just hours before it happened? And most of all, who profited after he died? There's no denying Vaughn's impact on the game. He was loved, feared, and respected. But now, his legacy sits in the middle of a firestorm, and the people he trusted the most are at the center of it. No arrests, no charges, just whispers, screenshots, and suspicion. But in the world of rap, that's enough to start a war. And this war is just beginning. This story is far from over. From Vanie's dad breaking his silence, to Wack 100's public disrespect, to leaked DMs, secret jail calls, and Asian Doll finally speaking out. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together, but there are still so many unanswered questions. Was King Vaughn really betrayed by the people closest to him? Was it just bad timing and street politics? Or was it a calculated setup? And why is OTF so quiet while the whole internet's on fire? Right now, the fans are divided. Some believe this is just grief and paranoia. Others are convinced that Vaughn's legacy has been covered up by lies and silence. Either way, this conversation is just getting started. So now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Vanie and his father are telling the truth? Is Wack 100 right to call this all cap, or did he go way too far? And why hasn't Lil Durk or OTF addressed anything directly? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching every single one. And if you made it this far, you already know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Because trust us, this story's not going away. Not now. Not ever. This is Spillora, where rap meets real life and the drama never sleeps. We'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay watching.